This matter is with regard to the non-compliance and violation of an order of the Honorable Family Court dated to hand over the interim custody of the children who are the petitioner father. When the matter was heard, the issue was raised that there was a stay order from the Honorable Supreme Court. Lords, in fact, mentioned that kindly get a clarification. We went to the Supreme Court. We, in fact, applied for a clarification and a vacating, and thereafter the Supreme Court gave an order, my lords. Respondent is hereby directed to hand over the children master to the petitioner for completion of their academic year of education. Respondent is given visitation rights on Sunday whenever she wants with prior intimation to the petitioner without affecting education of children. During the vacation of the schools, the respondent mother is entitled to take her children with prior permission of the court. Respondent is also permitted to talk with the children on alternative days in phone calls through between 6 to 7 p.m. Both parties are advised to not give ill advice to the children whenever they are in their custody under the visitation rights. So, my lords, till date, children have not been brought back. The mother has taken them away on 1st of December to Goa. After she was found on 25th November, in fact, in her house with another man in her. After she runs away to Goa alone without children, she comes back on 31st, takes the children on 1st December, disrupting their school. Family Court passes an order that hand them over. Then she goes to the Supreme Court, files a transfer petition. In the transfer petition, an order is passed, stay all further proceedings in the Family Court. At that time, the 6th February order is not informed to the Supreme Court. Then when we file a contempt, my lords, after the Honorable Supreme Court passes an order, that this was not intimated to us, and this Honorable High Court can go ahead. Now, my lords, the reason I bring it up is that ultimately, all of this is done to ensure that they continue with the contempt. And she does not hand over the children. Now, my lords.
What is the age of the children?
My lords, the children are a girl and a boy. The children are aged 7 and 8 years old.
7 and 8?
Yes. And they have been, in fact, residing right here with the father. In fact, mother was also residing here. They have been studying in one of the premier schools, which in fact, where they are continuing their admission, which they have been deprived of. And
right now, the children are where are
they are now in Goa, admitted to a college school, and they are continuing their education there.
That would be a blatant breach of this.
No, that was prior to this.
Could I make a submission, madam? A writ petition is filed by the respondent mother on to challenge that order. And writ petition is pending. There is no stay. Contempt continues. Now, my lords, they may very well file a writ challenging the interim custody order, but that does not allow them to continue with the contempt.
But the council is probably trying to say that before the date of passing of the order, they were admitted in Goa school.
Yes, my lord, and there's an order passed. Sorry, there's an order passed by the competent court in Goa under the Domestic Violence Act, directing that the custody should be with the mother in Goa.
There is no custody order.
They're concerned with the contempt of this order.
Yes, my lord.
Now, if you are able to demonstrate
that
the substratum of compliance is not possible, or it is not intentional, since the children were already admitted in Goa school, then it's a different story.
No, my lord, that's why I'm submitting, my lord. What happened in the sequence of events was, the writ petition was before the learned single judge, my lord. Now, my lord, in the contempt petition, I would like to file my counter to place all these facts. But if your lordships would please see, my lord, in writ petition, challenge the order of the family court, lot of information, my lord, which has not been placed by them, I have placed. My lord, what happened in this case, my lord, the parents of both the boy and the girl, the husband and the wife, they live in Goa.
False. No, I'm sorry. My learned friend can continue. I'll respond.
If you want to continue, I'll sit down.
No.
My lord, the marriage took place in 2015.
Two children begotten from the marriage. Both are boys. One is
boy and girl. One boy, one girl.
One girl, one boy.
All of them were living in Goa. Right up to 2021. Then, my lord, this couple moved to Bangalore. The boy's parents still live in Goa. The girl's parents also live in Goa. Now, my lord, there was some discord. So the children, my lord, were taken to Goa and admitted to school in Goa by the mother.
When they were admitted?
Yeah. No, my lord, they left, my lord, in November of, my lord.
Both were admitted?
Yes, both are admitted. My lord, before that, what happened, my lord, was this, that the mother filed a domestic violence case before the competent court in Goa. The court there, my lord, passed an order on 6th.
My lord, sir.
These are all custody matters. We have to be little leniently consider all of not some property dispute.
No, of course, certainly.
We'll not pass any order without hearing you.
But since I'm the petitioner, let me at least present the facts.
The writ petition then go back before the learned single judge, my lord.
Why?
No, I'm only saying, my lord, if they don't want me to argue at all.
No, there is no difficulty. Of course, I cannot stop my learned friend from arguing, and I'm not even
No,
opposing
that's
his
what you're doing,
arguments.
madam.
No, but
You're not
I'm
allowing me to
only
complete my
seeking-
sentence.
I'm only
The
seeking.
defense of the other side in your writ appeal is also an answer to this contempt.
Order of the domestic violence court, my lord, is produced in the writ petition. If your lordship can issue notice to respondents,
In the meanwhile, ad interim ex parte order,
at prayer C is granted till next date of hearing.
prayer C is granted till the next date of hearing.
This is pending.
This
And
was-
the interim
this-
order is continuing. Meanwhile, the husband, my lord, moves a GNWC guardianship petition before the family court in about 8 days after this order is passed. Allow the present application under 12 of the Guardians Rights Act and grant sole interim custody of minor children so-and-so to petitioner. Grant visitation rights.
Whether 6/12/2023 order, was it communicated to them?
Yes, it was communicated there.
And specific question is, 6/12/2023 was an order issued ex parte the complainants.
Yes.
When that order was communicated, this question assumes importance
Yeah.
because conduct of the party we have to see.
Yes.
And the petition having been filed on 14/12/2023.
Yes.
Before ink on the order dated 6/12/2023 had dried up.
Yeah.
What we want to know is
Yeah.
when they were communicated.
I will not
Yes.
just verify the record and make that submission, my lord, in just a moment. But could you
What happened on 15/12/23?
Yes.
So that gives at least the background of the
Yes.
contempt.
I'm told, my lord, that the Honorable Court in Goa had made an order that the father should be able to take the children for some sports meet or something. After that, this memo was filed.
Is it the only thing, or it might be one of the things, or it also transpired that the children wanted to go with the father?
I will, my lord, that order is not on record, my lord. I can place that
They
before
have
you.
placed it on record in the contempt. It is at page 224. 24, the father appeared and asked for taking the children for 3 days.
Page number?
Because they had sports day in school. My lords, what the DV court says, respondent 1, as per his own submission, has also approached before the family court in Bangalore for seeking custody of children. Considering the temporary nature, the order provided under this act, this order in any ways will not come in the way of the parties in seeking any nature of custody before the family court Bangalore. The court passes an order that respondent number 1 is granted access visitation rights for 72 hours between 15/12 to 18/12 to enable the children, master so-and-so, to attend sports day in Bangalore. Respondent is directed to bring the children back before 18/12 and hand over physical custody. He is directed to provide flight and travel details. I had given my flight tickets, which I had booked for me and the children. After this order, I was not given the children. Despite me giving flight tickets, I booked tickets for children. Children were not handed over to me. Despite this order, I only saw them for a few hours in Goa. I stayed on there. I filed a contempt after this, which is pending in the appropriate court in Goa.
To take her.
The father wanted to bring the children back so that they can attend their sports day in the school where they are admitted. And in fact, they are continuing to be admitted. So I went to Goa. I said, let me take them for 2 days, 3 days. I will give a return ticket.
No.
Children, my lords, children were in the middle of their school year, taken away by the
Those
mother.
proceedings were instituted by the mother.
Yes,
And in that you made this
I
application.
made one temporary application that
What happened to those proceedings now?
now, my lords, after this, there was a contempt. I filed a contempt. Then I got then every time I want to see the children, I went there. I got again 1 or 2 orders. My lords, under the DV Act. It is an act to protect women. And these are only temporary orders of relief that the mother can get, or I can get if I want. I filed a comprehensive guardianship custody case in Bangalore because children are ordinarily residing in Bangalore. What an interim order, my lords.
But now please not turn to in my writ petition.
Yes.
I narrated, my lord, what exactly happened in the domestic violence proceedings. The petitioner herein appeared before the above case and filed an application under 28(2) for protection of women from Domestic Violence Act, seeking dismissal of the case alleging fraud, material concealment of facts. The petitioner also filed another application seeking custody of the children.
Whatever the issue is between the parents,
Parents.
children should have an environment of stability. That is the only way that even if the parents ultimately get separated, the children will be able to handle it. If the children are shunted around, my lords, in this casual manner, the couple was residing in Bangalore for the last 2.5 years. So money is not an issue. They were staying in one of the most well-known societies layouts. Children were, for the last 2 years, admitted in international school where they were continuing to study. And after this incident, whatever is on children's overall custody, moral turpitude is a very important issue. Yes.
Finally, where they stand admitted as on the.
Now, my lords, allow me to kindly submit, though.
In the Honorable Court, I want to make a submission, Lord, on my own.
My lords,
as
let
counsel.
me make a submission.
I'm saying, Lord,
Generally,
whether
we would have followed that pattern since in family matters, courts will be more like the patria
Parents
parentas.
patriae, yes.
That
no,
way.
no,
Therefore,
what I'm
yeah.
submitting is slightly different. What I'm submitting is, they were, after all, 8-9 months ago, they were together, my Lord. One attempt at mediation in Goa, my Lord, may work. That's my feeling, my Lord. As an individual, I'm speaking, my Lord, not as counsel. We have not sought instructions, but my feeling.
It was attempted and failed.
No, my Lord, I don't
Not
think so.
attempted.
No mediation ever took place.
It has not been attempted.
Would like to.
Is it not what's the?
My lords, we have always been open to any conversation to discuss the welfare of the children. There is no difficulty in having any conversation. But my lords, let the children be brought back. This is happening as a contempt, that the children come back to their school, resume.
For mediation, we can call the children also.
My
We can
lords,
speak to the children.
my
We have
lords
a
can
little
see-
idea of child
My lords
psychology
can
also.
certainly do that. My lords, in parents' patriae, my lords are well aware. My lords have to look after the welfare of the children. My lords, what has happened from 1st December is that despite me having orders in Goa, in Bangalore, I have not been allowed to take the children. Interim orders have been passed. I'm not allowed to even speak to the children. From the last 1.5 months, my lords, I'm barely speaking to the children on the phone for 3 or 4 minutes every day. Ultimately, this will amount to tutoring the child away from me. Unfortunately, that should not be done. But when the children don't have access to the other parent, and one parent completely, my lords, ultimately the children are being harmed.
You go to your house here.
Yeah, in Goa, yes. In 2021, the couple shifted to Bangalore.
First time.
Yes,
Shifted
up to
from-
2000, from 2015 to 21, they were living in Goa. Children were born in Goa. Her parents lived in Goa, his parents also lived in Goa.
Even now, his parents live in Goa.
Our impression is, my lord, information is that they are in Goa only.
They are here.
They are residing in
They are
Bangalore.
here. They're residing with him.
Which,
Son is employed. Both are retired. Parents are both retired. Parents are staying here with him.
since how long? Parent, when they shifted their residence to
In November last year.
November.
Yes.
After,
Before this.
before she,
Before she left. They were here. In fact, I just want to clarify, on 1st, she left on 26th alone without children. On 1st, she comes back, takes the children when the mother is there alone. Mother and father are there. The husband is at work, and the parents were very much there.
do they own a house in Goa?
They don't own. They just have some rental.
Parents do not.
No,
own.
no, no.
No.
Her mother owns a house.
Huh?
Wife's mother owns a house because wife's mother's side is originally from Goa.
Where they own their house? Because you said he must have had.
My client's mother has given some land to the son-in-law also, gift deed.
They don't have owned property. They stay in rented properties.
They don't have any property in Goa.
No,
No
no,
property.
no, they don't. Maybe my lords are asking that if she were to come back with the children, my lords, my lords asked about the education. The education, children are admitted here. In fact, admissions are there, if my lords may just see. In Bangalore, the submissions that they are admitted in Goa, my lords, submission is it's wrong. It is in fact, they have got some admission for the next year, and they have in fact started proceedings to my school to ask for a TC, which they have not got. Because
What is the cause of estrangement?
husband, the only cause of estrangement is that incident which happened. There was no cause of estrangement. They were living here. 25th was her 24th. One day before was her birthday. They, as a family, celebrated the birthday together. 25th night, this incident happens. 26th morning, she leaves.
How long they have been happily married?
My lord,
2015.
my lord's about
2015.
7-8 years, yes. About 9 years. The call and chats with that gentleman's father who and their neighbor. My lord, I will not read out, but my lords may read from the 4th or 5th line where the petitioner is messaging the father of that gentleman. I don't know if an apology cuts it, given your son was so and so. He says, I understand. And then says, we are also very disturbed. Could we meet and speak? Can we?
But is he an eyewitness to it?
I'm sorry. No. He not admits it. He was obviously not an eyewitness.
He is
But he's
responding to your.
yes. I'm only producing this to show that immediately I contacted him because he was our neighbor and we knew him very well. He says, can we meet at your place somewhere? Then they met. And they also had a discussion where the parents apologized for what heinous incident had happened. I have a chat with my wife's mother late night on the same day, 1:38. They know each other because they're all neighbors. And I know his son who's barely 20 years old, and I find him in that situation. And my lords, kindly see at page 138, I call my mother-in-law, who is the respondent's mother, and message her. And there, she's not even taking her mother's call. And then her mother says, put her in the first flight out and send her after that incident has happened.
It appears that this is the only incident which precipitated.
For us, this is the only incident. In fact, after this incident, she locks herself in the room. Next day morning, she leaves everybody and goes. That is the incident, nothing else. She books a one-way ticket for herself, just one person, and leaves. Page 2112, she comes back. If she decides to do whatever she wants, my children cannot be subject to that. Children are studying here. Children have a stable home. And children, in light of that stability, the interim order is passed. If that interim, the children are well set in the locality.
Your client's parents also are in Bangalore.
Yes, they're living in the same house. They're living in the same house. My lords, the children have to be brought back and handed over. My lords, I have even visitation. Can it be given in light of these moral allegations, which are serious to children? But the contempt first has to be purged. Children have to come back. They are not studying anywhere. They have an enrollment here.
How is
their own documents? They have shown a fee document which says that the fee is for the academic year of the next year. My lords, the new academic year is not started. My academic year is continuing, even though in Goa, maybe the academic year, their start date may be different.
What is the standard of that school in Goa?
This is one of the best schools in Goa, and they have been going to the school from past 4 weeks.
What your client is doing in Goa now?
Well, sir, she was prevented from working. So she has done a lot of cookery classes and everything. She used to bake and earn her this thing and contribute also to the family. The same thing she's been doing there.
It's not an employment. It's
No,
an avocation.
Correct, yes.
Okay. The things which you are doing can be done in Bangalore also.
Children were born in Goa, admitted to a school in Goa before they came here, and father, yes, the parents still live in it. They have been admitted to the next standard already, and they're going
To ensure that
no year is
that
lost.
your case becomes stronger by taking longer period of academic admissions.
She didn't.
This is a different board. This is an international board. Whatever admission they have got in Goa, which has not even started, is a different board. It's a local board.
Meet and mingle in these holidays along with the children.
Yes, okay. They can meet, sir. Certainly they can meet.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, consecutively 3 holidays.
Let her bring the children here. Let them come over the long weekend so that the father can have the children.
Let children come back to spend time with the father. No allegation against the father at all.
There's an affidavit filed by the gentleman, my lord.
Which cannot go by just by the affidavit of that gentleman himself. He will say that nothing has happened. Maybe nothing has happened also. We do not know. We have absolutely no allegation against the father. For 3 consecutive days, children can be with the father, and the father's parents are also here only, we are said. And if, will you permit the wife also to reside of 3 days in the same house?
Yes.
With all honor,
I'll just take
security,
instruction.
safety,
I'll
with
take
respect. But we'll ask her also.
Just
If she, whether your client has any objection to go and stay with the in the house where everything will be assured by them. Alternative, you can stay back and they will make arrangement for your stay, maybe in a 3-star hotel.
I shall accept.
And certain things happen in life. They happen in life that
He is not comfortable to have her in the house, but what he submits is that either she can stay, there are places in that same apartment layout or in another place, and if she cannot stay, he will make an accommodation arrangement for her. If that,
my God
yes,
has said,
ultimately
Friday,
for 3
Saturday,
days, she should
Sunday.
have a place to stay.
one day and myself will be perhaps will be able to spend some time with the children so that we can ascertain
Yes.
their wishes also. Yes. Kindly consider this aspect also. Sometimes Shakespeare said, there is a tide in the affairs of men which taken at the flood leads on to the fortune. There is a tide, and Byron said, there is a tide in the affairs of women which taken at the flood leads on to a place where only God knows where. In between these 2 stanzas. Sometimes these things happened. It's not that we are saying anything in justification of allegation. We do not know. It's only allegation. We have not formed any opinion. And the Kshama